Tamriel is filled to the brim with an assortment of exotic and typically extremely dangerous creatures. But while these fantastic and outlandish creatures have become a staple of the Elder Scrolls series, we also have the common creatures. The ones where when you look at them you say, "Oh, I've seen that before in real life," and then probably end up ignoring it for the rest of the game. But what if there's more to these seemingly normal creatures? And what if what that is much more than we originally expected? Because, once again, this is the Elder Scrolls universe we're talking about. So, in this edition of the Elder Scrolls Bestiary, we will be going over two of those common but not completely uninteresting creatures. And perhaps, learning something new along the way. The first creature on our list is the fearsome Tamrielic wolf. Be it the dire and ice wolves of the north, or the highland wolves of Clovia, wolves somehow manage to occupy every single corner of Tamriel. The creatures themselves are a tetrapodal organism, having sharp teeth and a strangely well-organized pack structure, which also happens to imply that they never hunt alone. Par the occasional wolf that has aged far too greatly for the pack to take care of. That is not to say that wolves of Tamriel are not warm creatures, as most will die fighting to protect their cubs and any members of the pack that howl for aid. In addition to their pack hunting, they also have a highly developed sense of smell, allowing for the predators to hunt and track their prey with a high degree of accuracy, only ever revealing themselves when they see that the prey has been cornered, then proceeding to surround the prey in a circular formation as to attack it from its blind spots. A trick that far too often has resulted in the death of many a traveler. Mythologically, wolves are perceived in many ways throughout the various parts of Tamriel. The Skull of Solstheim, contrary to what others believe, see wolves as one of the most blessed creatures by the Allmaker, boasting not only speed, but agility and cunning as hunters. This reverence for wolves is taken a step further in the Nordic pantheon, in that they appear as guardians and trial animals in the rituals of gods such as Kine, and even make appearances on various ruin and wall carvings. Even in the realm of Daedra, wolves pose as a formidable opponent, and have even resulted in the Daedric Prince of the Hunt, Ursine, considering them as the ultimate hunter, with Ursine going so far as to create lycanthropy to attain his prowess, and even taking on the wolf form in his aspect of speed. The only real downside from wolves, besides the part where they might kill you, is in the variety of diseases that they carry. Helljoint and Rockjoint being some that immediately come to mind, with both being debilitating diseases that eventually lead to paralysis if not treated. But even with all the threats that wolves pose to the average traveler, one may survive given the slightest amount of skill. Something that cannot be said for an even more menacing and just as prolific creature in the Elder Scrolls universe. Bears. Bears, like their canine cousins, have a large variety of their kind occupying different parts of Tamriel, with the brown, cave, and snow varieties being the first to come to mind. Unlike wolves, however, bears will attempt to scare off any creatures that enter their territories, as the energy expenditure on their end would simply not be worth an unneeded fight. The bears themselves are typically large, being anywhere from 6 to 14 feet long on average. They also come equipped with various biological tools meant to aid in their survival as the apex predator of whatever region they may be living in. Take heed though, as aging, and more so mother bears, tend to be much more irritable than their counterparts, resulting in an increased chance of attack, sometimes without any provocation by the opposite party involved. In terms of mythology, bears represent strength both in Herstein's totems and to the Skull people of Solstheim, not to mention their frequent use by followers of both Ifre, the Bosmer forest god, and Spriggans, cementing their position in nature as protectors and guardians of the forest. This nature also makes bears quite the anomaly, as not only are they vicious wild animals to be avoided at all costs, but in many cases, they can also be crucial allies to any wishing to aid the Earthbones. But besides their rather special mythological background, bears also carry the same, and quite a bit more diseases than wolves, making one both a physical and biological threat to any who may attempt to approach its territory. And on that note, I think it's best said that bearskin hunting, while profitable, is perhaps the most dangerous of all the hunts, and that any in search of furs is better off hunting elk or wolves. But whatever one does, it may be best that they take honor in what they do, and that they never disrespect the forest or its inhabitants, as many gods, and Daedra, hold domain over the lives of innocent wild creatures, the costs of which may be far too high for many. But that is a story for another time.
These fishes got no chill. Hey,
I own chill for a fun. Chill for a fun.
these fishes got no chill. Hey,
I own chill for a fun. Chill for a fun.
these fishes got no chill. Hey,
I own chill for a fun. Chill for a fun.
these fishes got no chill.